Look at this gorgeous soup that we have here. This is a Chile Con Queso Soup, and I'm going to show you how to make one of the most delicious soups that you'll ever taste. Well, howdy folks. Welcome to Texas Cooking Today. Folks, what you're watching right now is a Texas Cooking Today recipe video. And if you get to the end of this and you're kind of wondering, well, how did he do this or how did he do that? Then all you need to do is just watch the next episode that I put out. That is, believe it or not, a full-on cooking tutorial. It's designed to teach technique and methodology and things like that. And so it is very complete, has a lot of information in it. And if there's any questions about how I pull off this recipe, they're going to be answered in that one. So do yourself a favor, watch this video, and when you're done with it, give that tutorial a try. You might find they're exactly what you're looking for. And thank you for watching. That's pretty good looking, isn't it? Hey guys, this is all about a neat soup I decided to make a couple of weeks ago. I was sitting there thinking, I would sure like to have a batch of chili con queso right about now. Well, I also really just didn't want anything that heavy. I wanted kind of a soup kind of meal, something a little lighter. And I thought, what the heck? Let's just combine those two ideas and come up with a brand new recipe. So that's exactly what I did. I came up with a beautiful chili con queso soup, and I'm going to share that recipe with you here today. Guys, this is a really good one. I'm adding it to my permanent file, and I'm sure that once you tasted it, you're going to add it to your permanent file too. It's easy to make, it's fun to make, and well, it's quick. Guys, let's get in the kitchen and get busy making chili con queso soup. Come on. All right, guys, here we go. Our ingredients for this fabulous soup are, of course, our chilies. We're using some big old beautiful poblano chilies for this soup. If you want to substitute other chilies, you can do that. Just remember, you're going to have a couple of cups worth of diced chilies here when it's all said and done, and you're going to want to match that with whatever you decide to exchange for these. We have an onion here. Also, some salt. We're going to be using chicken broth. You can substitute, if you wish, some vegetable broth. It'll make a nice substitute for that. Not quite as rich. We have some cheese here. I'm going to be using an extra sharp cheddar. I like the acid level, the sharpness that has for this dish. Cornstarch and evaporated milk. And there's your ingredients, guys. Now let's get busy cooking some skin off of these and cutting this up so we can make our soup. Guys, when it comes time for you to prep your vegetables, that onion, you're going to just want to dice it out, okay? So get that into a kind of a fine dice. It doesn't need to be anything real coarse, all right? And you need to make sure your pieces are good and even on that so they'll cook evenly. On these, we're going to take them and I'm going to remove the skin. Now this is a process you don't have to do. If you just want to dice these up, you can do that. But sometimes you get little bits and pieces of that skin that separate from the meat, and then you got skin floating around in your soup, and that's just really not too much fun. So if you would, let's go ahead and remove that skin. Guys, there's some different methods on doing that. There are all kinds of ways of doing it, and that's of course discussed in the tutorial version. Okay, so if the answers aren't being given to you in this version, then watch the longer version that explains how to remove all that skin. Me, I'm just going to scorch it off on the stove and then wash off the excess after it's scorched. Guys, we have our poblanos all diced up there, and I've got some olive oil out here, and we have our onion diced up nice and pretty down in a pot. I want to add the olive oil to that onion, and we're going to get busy heating it up. So I'm going to put this with a medium flame underneath it, and I'm going to bring it up in temperature and let these onions sweat until they begin to look a little translucent. That takes about 10 minutes, guys. So don't be in a rush with this. And then we're going to put those chilies in there and we're going to sweat them with the onions for about another 10 minutes. Guys, these have now been cooking for 20 minutes total since I began the onions. So it's 10 minutes on the onions, another 10 minutes with the onion and chilies together, and we have this going on right here. So what we want to do is get our stock in here. I'm going to increase the heat on this until I can bring it up to a boil. And I want to go ahead and put salt in here right now. Stir it well. Alright guys, I have put my broth down in here. I've cooked the chilies and those onions for about 20 minutes all in total. 10 on the onions, then added the chilies in another 10 minutes. Now I put my broth in here and I want to bring it to a boil. I'll reduce it to a simmer and we're going to cook that off for anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. Our onion and poblano have simmered in that broth for 15 minutes now. So what I need to do is take that can of evaporated milk. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to get it poured right down in here. Now for this, I go ahead and turn off the heat. I'm going to let the steam off for just a moment. I need to shake that can and then I'm going to stir it in. Guys, I have taken my cornstarch and mixed it in with my cold water here. Make sure you use cold water when you do that. That was 1 cup cold water to a half a cup of cornstarch. And now I'm going to pour that down into this. I have this over a low heat and we're going to pour it in there and thicken that up as we bring it up in temperature. Guys, I have my cornstarch down in here now, and this is over a low heat. I'm going to slowly bring it up in temperature, and once it gets almost to the temperature of boiling, it is going to thicken, and you'll see it and feel it thicken right on up. Make sure you stir it every once in a while, you know, about every 1 to 2 minutes as this process goes on, and do not allow it to boil. Okay, don't allow this liquid to boil. Just when it begins to break a boil, that's when you shut off your heat and your soup is ready. Guys, as your soup comes up in temperature, as you can see here, it's going to get nice and thick after that cornstarch is added. So just keep stirring it, keep heating it gently, and do not allow it to boil. The minute it breaks boil, turn off your heat and your soup is ready. Okay guys, the quantities for all of your ingredients, this is your recipe, so get ready to write this down. Now this is 1 can of evaporated milk. That's not the sweetened condensed milk, guys, that's evaporated milk, all right? So make sure you get the right thing there. And 1 can equals 1.5 cups or 12 ounces. We have here 1/2 cup of cornstarch. This is a 1/2 pound or 8 ounces of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. 1 quart of chicken stock. You can also substitute vegetable stock there. I have 5 large poblanos. Use 6 if they're the medium or small ones on that, and 1 medium-sized onion. I'm going to use a white onion, but you can use any kind you want. A couple of teaspoons of salt, and that's your recipe, guys. It's just that easy. And as you saw, this is a beautiful soup when it's all put together. Oh guys, this is such a beautiful, beautiful soup. You know, the other day when I developed this soup, I knew I was going to come up with something that was going to be really tasty, really delicious. But I didn't know it was going to be this good. And I know one thing's for sure. I know when you try it, you're going to be hooked on it. You're going to love this recipe. Hey folks, thank you very much for watching Texas Cooking today and for watching this episode. If you would, please click the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Click that like button. That helps me out a lot in the search ranks. Also, drop a comment down below. I do appreciate the comments. I read them. If you have suggestions, you'd be surprised, and requests, I do fulfill a lot of the requests that I get. And folks, please share the videos and have a really good day, okay? Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye. Guys, there it is. A beautiful recipe from Texas Cooking Today. Now, so you'll know, in case this didn't answer all of the questions, if there's questions you have about how to do any of what you've just seen, please watch the next episode. That's a tutorial on this exact same recipe. And guys, it's going to be chock full of information. I'd like to say thanks a lot for watching Texas Cooking Today. Please, if you would, share the videos. Check out my channel. You're going to like some of the stuff you find there. And folks, thank you very much for watching Texas Cooking Today.